My child, listen to me with your whole heart right now, because heaven is calling you in this very moment. And this call is not faint, not accidental, not something you can afford to overlook. It is a call that has been echoing over your life long before your eyes reached this message. This moment was written into your story, woven into the fabric of time, arranged by my hand with precision you cannot yet comprehend. You are not here because you scrolled at the right time. You are not here because of coincidence. You are here because I, Jesus, placed this message directly in your path as a divine appointment, as a sacred interruption, as the signal that the season you have been trapped in is finally shifting. My child, heaven is calling you right now, and you must not turn away. Do not ignore this moment, for if you look away, if you scroll past, if you silence what your spirit is finally beginning to recognize, you will miss what I sent from heaven specifically for you. My beloved one, I have watched you walk through days when your heart felt heavy, when your thoughts felt loud, when you wondered if I still saw you, if I still heard you, if I still cared about the battles you could not speak about. I saw every tear you hid from the world. I heard every unspoken question you tucked into the corners of your mind. I followed every step you took through fear, through uncertainty, through loneliness, through nights when you whispered, "Lord, do you still remember me?" And yes, my child, I remembered. I remembered you when you thought you were forgotten. I stayed near when you assumed I was far. I covered you when you believed no one was fighting for you. I protected your heart even in the moments you felt it breaking. And now, at this exact moment, this holy, hand-selected moment, I am calling you, because something in your spirit has reached the point where it can no longer remain silent, no longer stay asleep, no longer stay hidden beneath the weight of everything you've endured. Heaven is calling you, and this call is not gentle. It is urgent. It is pressing. It is ringing for you because something has shifted in the spiritual realm, and I do not want you to miss what is unfolding. My child, there are messages that come as comfort, and there are messages that come as warnings, but this is neither. It is a summons from heaven into the next chapter of who you are becoming. Do not tell yourself this is just another moment, just another message, just another voice among the noise. No, my beloved, this is me. This is Jesus. This is your Savior speaking into the deepest part of your heart, calling you by name, reaching for you with urgency, because I know how close you are to stepping into something greater than anything you have known before. You may feel your heart trembling right now. You may sense a stirring you haven't felt in a long time. You may feel a warmth, a weight, a pull, a sudden awareness that something sacred is happening. That is my presence. That is my voice touching your spirit. That is heaven drawing near to you. Do you think it is random that these words are reaching you now, in this hour, after the days you cried, after the nights you wrestled, after the moments you doubted your worth, your future, and my plan for you? My child, nothing about this is random. I arranged this encounter with divine intention. I orchestrated every second that brought you to this point. I aligned time, circumstance, emotion, and even the position of your heart to ensure that when heaven called, you would be able to hear it. This message is a doorway. If you step through it, if you stay with me, if you let these words touch you deeply, I will reveal things you were not ready to hear before. I will show you the reasons behind your delays, the meaning behind your battles, the purpose behind the wounds you thought would never heal. I will lift burdens off you that you've carried alone for too long. I will open the eyes of your spirit to see what I have been preparing for you in secret. But if you turn away now, if you ignore this call, if you decide that this moment is not worth your attention, you will walk past something heaven handcrafted for you. You will miss the clarity, the breakthrough, the healing, the direction, and the divine answer I sent through these words. My beloved child, I am calling you because you have reached the turning point of a season. You have reached the edge of something new. You have come to the moment where the past loses its grip, where old wounds begin to loosen, where the heaviness that has followed you begins to fall away. But this cannot happen without your awareness, without your openness, without your willingness to listen. That is why my voice is urgent. That is why I place these words in your path. That is why heaven is calling you loudly, clearly, relentlessly, because you cannot stay where you are anymore. There is too much waiting within you, too much calling you forward, too much I have prepared for your next chapter. My child, let these words sink deeply into your spirit. Heaven is calling you right now, not tomorrow, not someday, not when you feel ready. Now, this is the hour. This is the moment. This is the divine invitation that carries the weight of destiny. I did not call someone else. I called you. I did not send this message for another soul. I sent it for you. I did not ring this heavenly call over someone more perfect, more put together, more holy, more confident. I rang it for the one who feels unworthy, the one who feels tired, the one who feels forgotten, the one who feels small, the one who needs this message more than they realize. You, my beloved child. So listen. Today, do not walk away. For if you ignore this call, you will miss what heaven opened for you. But if you stay with me until the final word, I will show you that this moment, this very moment, is the beginning of everything you have prayed for. Type Amen. Jesus is the answer to all my needs if He holds every solution in your life. My child, open your heart fully now, for I am calling you directly, personally, intentionally, with a voice that has echoed through eternity to reach you in this exact moment. This call from heaven is not faint, not distant, not unclear. It is ringing within your spirit even now, resonating in places you have not touched in a long time. You may not hear it with your ears, but I assure you, your soul recognizes it. Your spirit knows it. Your heart feels it. You can sense something stirring inside you, something awakening that you cannot explain with earthly words. That stirring is me. That pull is me. That sudden stillness around you, that gentle heaviness settling in your chest, that awareness that something is happening right now, that is my call ringing into the deepest parts of you. My child, do not ignore the sound of heaven when it reaches for you, because this is not just a message. This is a divine summons over your life. You may tell yourself that you simply came across this message by chance, but I tell you the truth. There is no chance here. There is no accident in my kingdom. There is no coincidence with the God who formed galaxies with intention and breathed life into you on purpose. Do not reduce this holy moment to an algorithm or a digital accident. Do not assume you just happened to be here. I placed this message before you deliberately. I orchestrated this moment long before you arrived in it. I aligned circumstances, breaths, thoughts, rhythms of time, and unseen movements in the spiritual realm just to make sure you would be right here, right now, with a heart open enough to hear me calling. I have been pursuing you, waiting for you, watching you, protecting you, and preparing you even in the moments when you felt abandoned, forgotten, or unseen. I have never stopped moving toward you, even when you stopped moving toward me. My child, I am calling you because your spirit is finally ready to hear me again. There were seasons when my voice reached for you, but the noise around you was too loud. There were moments when I whispered to you, but your heart was too wounded to recognize me. There were times when I drew near, but your tears blocked the sound of my presence. Do not be ashamed. I never blamed you. I never turned my face from you. Instead, I waited with the patience of eternity, knowing the day would come when your soul would soften again, when your spirit would open again, when your heart would ache deeply enough to hear my call not as an idea, not as a possibility, but as a lifeline. Today is that day. This moment is holy because your heart is aligned with heaven in a way it has not been for a long time. I have watched you walk through storms that should have broken you. I have seen you rise on days when you had no strength left. I have counted every sigh, every tear, every whispered prayer, every silent scream inside you that no one else noticed. I watched you push through pain you never voiced, endure battles you did not understand, and carry weights that felt too heavy for your shoulders. I saw you when you wanted to give up. I saw you when you questioned your purpose. I saw you when you wondered whether I still had a plan for you. And my child, I was closer to you in those moments than you ever knew. I was not far. I was not silent. I was not indifferent. I was watching you with love, waiting for the moment when your spirit would finally rise again to answer the call that has been ringing over your life since the day you were born. There is something happening in the unseen realm around you. You cannot see it with natural eyes, but your spirit has already felt it. The atmosphere around you has been shifting. The weight you've carried feels different, not heavier, but unfamiliar. The thoughts you've been having lately are not ordinary thoughts. The sudden bursts of emotion, the moments where your heart softens unexpectedly, the longing that rises in you without warning, the sense that something is changing, none of that is random. Those are signals from heaven. Those are the vibrations that come before breakthrough. Those are the signs that a spiritual shift is taking place. My call is ringing because this shift concerns you directly. It is pulling you out of an old season and ushering you into a new one. But my child, you must pick up this call to walk into what I have prepared. Understand this deeply. I am not calling you because you are perfect. I am not calling you because you have figured everything out. I am not calling you because you have been flawless in your faith. I am calling you because you are mine. I am calling you because I love you. I am calling you because you have a destiny that refuses to die, no matter how many times life has tried to bury it. I am calling you because your spirit is precious, your future is meaningful, and your purpose is still alive within my plan. And yes, I am calling you because time is moving in a new direction for you, and I will not allow you to enter this next chapter without hearing my voice clearly. My child, pick up this call with your heart, not your hands. You do not need to answer me with a gesture or a sound. You do not need to speak out loud. You do not need to perform anything. Simply open your heart. Let your spirit respond. Let your soul say, Lord, I'm listening. That is how you answer me. That is how you pick up my call. I am not calling you to religion. I am calling you into relationship. I am not summoning you to pressure. I am inviting you into presence. I am not drawing you into fear. I am pulling you into freedom. My call is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to awaken you. Because something inside you has been asleep for too long. Something inside you has been waiting to rise again. Something inside you has been longing for my voice, even when you did not know how to say it. There has been a battle over your heart for a long time, one you did not always recognize. And though the enemy tried to drown my voice out with noise, distraction, fear, anxiety, shame, loneliness, and confusion, my call has always remained louder than his lies. I have been calling you through every season. I called you in moments of joy. I called you in moments of sorrow. I called you in your strength and in your weakness. But the reason my call feels louder now is because the spiritual atmosphere has opened over your life in a way that is rare and sacred. Heaven is leaning toward you. Angels have drawn near to you. The Holy Spirit is stirring around you. And I, Jesus, am calling directly to your heart because a chain is about to break. A door is about to open. A season is about to shift, and your spirit must be awake to receive it. You may wonder why this call feels urgent. It is because time is moving differently now. The window of transformation is open, and I do not want you to miss it. There are moments in every soul's life when heaven releases a sound that must be answered. This is one of those moments for you. This is the moment when the old chains weaken. This is the moment when clarity begins to form. This is the moment when the weight on your shoulders begins to loosen. This is the moment when your heart begins to breathe again. This is the moment when heaven leans in and says, "Rise. I'm calling you higher." And my child, I refuse to let you walk past this moment unaware. Together, we can bring more light into this world. Support our work of sharing God's truth and joy by clicking super thanks. Your one act of faith helps us keep shining His love everywhere. I have waited for you with a patience that does not run out. I have pursued you with a love that never gives up. I have protected you with a strength you never fully saw. And now, I am calling you with a clarity that your heart can no longer deny. So hear me now. Beloved one, pick up this call with your heart, not your hands. Pick it up with your openness. Pick it up with your vulnerability. Pick it up with your willingness to let me reach into the parts of you that have been silent for too long. You are not reading this because you stumbled here. You are reading this because heaven has called your name. And I will not stop calling until your heart answers. My child, come closer, for I am about to speak into the places you hide from the world, the places even you struggle to face. I am reaching into the depths where your tears fall silently, where your fears whisper loudly, where your wounds linger quietly in the corners of your soul. I am speaking now to the parts of you that ache, the parts you never show, the parts that tremble behind the smile you wear when everyone is watching. I am speaking to the heart you keep guarded, the heaviness you have learned to carry alone, and the sorrow that presses against your chest when the world grows quiet. My child, I see what no one else sees. I know what no one else knows. I understand what no one else has understood. And I need you to hear me clearly now. I was there. You've walked through seasons where you felt invisible, unseen, unnoticed by the people around you. You tried to be strong, to be steady, to be the one who doesn't fall apart, but inside you were breaking in 1,000 ways that no one could see. You cried into your pillow when the world was asleep, wiping your tears quickly as if erasing them would erase the pain itself. You pressed your face into your hands during moments when the weight became too heavy, whispering, "Why do I feel so alone?" My child, I saw every tear that slipped from your eyes. I felt the tremble in your breath. I heard the quiet sob you tried to swallow. But I want you to know something sacred. Not one of those tears was wasted. I collected every single one. There were moments when you didn't know what you were feeling, just that it hurt. Moments when the ache inside you felt too deep for words, too wide for explanation, too heavy for your body to carry. You tried to push through it, to ignore it, to pretend it didn't matter. But when the room grew silent and life slowed down, the pain found you again. The sadness you hid so well crept back into your soul and wrapped itself around your thoughts. And even then, especially then, I leaned close to you. I wrapped my presence around your fragile heart the way a parent wraps their arms around a trembling child. I held you. Yes, my beloved. Even when you could not feel me, I held you. There were nights when your mind raced with fear of the future, fear of failure, fear of being unlimited, fear of losing more, fear of not being enough, fear of never healing, fear of never finding peace. You whispered your fears into the darkness like confessions you were afraid to admit out loud. You questioned everything: your worth, your purpose, your strength, your voice. You wondered whether you mattered, whether anyone cared, whether your life truly held meaning. But hear me, my child. I cared. I cared deeply. I listened to every fear, even the ones you couldn't articulate. I understood every question, even the ones you abandoned halfway through. And I did not judge you. I did not tire of you. I did not grow weary of your repeated cries. I stayed. I listened. I absorbed your pain into my spirit because I have loved you with a love that does not fade, does not break, and does not walk away. You carried burdens that were far heavier than your shoulders could bear. You forced yourself to keep functioning when your heart was exhausted. You kept giving when you had nothing left. You kept showing up when your spirit wanted to collapse. You smiled when your soul was tired. You comforted others while you were hurting inside. You tried to be dependable when you yourself had no strength. You hid your breaking because you didn't want to be a burden. But my child, you were never a burden to me. I never asked you to carry all of that alone. I never wanted you to endure the weight by yourself. You were not created to be your own protector, your own healer, your own savior. That was never my intention for you. You took on burdens that were meant to be placed into my hands. And yet, even when you tried to carry them alone, I walked beside you. There were days when you felt forgotten by others, by the world, and yes, even by me. You looked at your life and saw delay. You saw unanswered prayers. You saw silence instead of direction. And you thought to yourself, maybe God has moved on. Maybe he has more important people to care for. Maybe I am no longer seen. My beloved, I never forgot you. I never overlooked you. I never turned my face away from you for even a second. You were never in the shadows of my attention. You were always at the center of my heart. When you felt unseen, I was watching over you. When you felt unheard, I was listening to every unspoken word. When you felt abandoned, I was closer to you than your own breath. You were not forgotten, you were carried. I watched the moments when you tried to hold yourself together while everything inside you was falling apart. I saw when you forced a smile so no one would ask what was wrong. I saw when you walked into responsibilities while the weight of sorrow pressed down on you. I saw when you questioned whether your life was ever going to get better. My child, every moment you thought you were walking alone, I was next to you. Every moment you believed you were unseen, I was watching you with tenderness. Every moment you felt unheard, I was listening with compassion. Every moment you felt unprotected, I shielded you with my hand. Do you understand what it means when I say I was there? It means that in your breaking moments, when you felt shattered beyond repair, I was the one preventing your spirit from collapsing completely. It means that when darkness surrounded your thoughts, I placed unseen light in your mind so you could keep going. It means that when fear tried to crush your heart, I held back the weight so it would not destroy you. It means that when the enemy whispered lies into your spirit, lies about your worth, your value, your identity, I guarded your soul from believing them fully. It means that when pain rose like a flood inside your chest, I became the quiet strength that helped you stand. My beloved, I have been your protector even when you didn't realize you needed protection. You have walked through silent suffering, pain you never expressed because you believed no one would understand. But I understood. I understood the disappointment you couldn't speak about. I understood the heartbreak you hid behind your eyes. I understood the loneliness that wrapped itself around your soul when you felt you had no one to turn to. I understood the exhaustion that followed you each day. I understood the longing for relief that consumed your nights. And in all of this, I want you to know, you were never alone. Every time you thought you reached your breaking point, I stepped into the cracks of your heart and held you together. Every time you thought you would fall apart, I kept you standing. Every time you believed you were forgotten, I whispered your name into eternity. Every time you lost hope, I placed a spark of strength inside you. You may not have noticed it, but you felt it, the quiet push that kept you from giving up completely. That was me. That was my hand. That was my love refusing to let you drown. And my child, I shielded you even when you thought I was silent. You didn't always see what I protected you from, the wounds that never reached you, the attacks that never touched you, the dangers that never crossed your path. You saw the battles you fought, but you did not see the battles I won on your behalf before they ever reached your doorstep. The moments when destruction was planned against you but never succeeded. That was my shield. The moments when anxiety tried to break you but didn't. That was my presence. The moments when darkness wanted to swallow your hope but failed. That was my light. Even in silence, I was fighting for you. My beloved one, the suffering you endured alone was never actually endured alone. I was in the quiet room with you. I was in the car when you cried behind the wheel. I was standing beside you when you felt abandoned. I was surrounding you when your thoughts spiraled. I was holding you when you fell to your knees. And I never stopped holding you. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. You are not unheard. You are not abandoned. You are mine. Right, amen. My hope is anchored in Christ alone if your faith rests securely in Him. My child, I need you to breathe for a moment and let my word settle deeply into the places where your loneliness has lived for far too long. I am coming to speak directly into the battles you fought in silence, the nights you cried until your pillow was wet, the seasons where you felt broken in ways you didn't know how to explain. I am coming for the nights when the world slept and you lay awake, staring into the darkness, feeling like your heart was carrying more than it should. You whispered into the night, wondering if I heard you, wondering if anyone cared, wondering if your tears mattered. And I tell you now, my beloved one, those tears were never overlooked. Those quiet cries were collected in my hands. Those trembling breaths were heard by heaven. You were not crying alone. I was sitting beside you, with my arms wrapped around you, even when you could not feel me. I was the warmth that came over you when you had no strength left. I was the stillness that rested on you when your spirit was shaking. You thought you were alone in those nights of sorrow, but I was closer to you then than in any other moment. You have walked through the pain of betrayal, wounds inflicted by people you trusted, people you let close, people you believed would protect your heart. Some of them hurt you without realizing it, and some hurt you knowing exactly what they were doing. Their words cut deeper than physical wounds. Their actions crushed parts of you that were fragile. Their absence left holes in your life you didn't know how to fill. And I saw it all. I saw the moment their betrayal pierced you. I saw the moment your hope cracked. I saw the moment you questioned your worth because of someone else's actions. My child, that pain you carry from betrayal is one I never wanted you to bear alone. When they failed you, I was still faithful. When they abandoned you, I held you closer. When they rejected you, I chose you again and again. And I want you to hear me clearly. Their betrayal was not a reflection of your value, it was a revelation of their brokenness. It did not reduce your worth. It exposed the places where they themselves were hurting. And yes, my beloved, I saw your heart break, the one you tried to hide behind strength. You carried it quietly, hoping time alone would mend it. But time didn't heal it because the wound was deeper than the surface of your heart. It was a wound that reached into your identity. It made you question whether you were lovable, whether you were enough, whether something was wrong with you. I watched the way you smiled on the outside while your soul felt drained inside. I watched the way you tried to move forward while pieces of you were still bleeding. You thought I was silent in your heartbreak, but I was the one who kept your heart from shattering completely. I was the one who whispered strength into your spirit when you couldn't stand the pain. You didn't see me, but I was there in the quiet moments when no one else was. And hear me clearly. The heartbreak you endured was not punishment, it was redirection. I removed what would have destroyed you. I separated you from what could not value you. I protected your destiny even when you did not understand the reason behind the loss. You have also known the ache of disappointment, those moments when life didn't unfold the way you hoped, when plans fell apart, when your expectations met silence, when you prayed for doors to open, but they remained shut, leaving you confused and weary. You felt heavy, discouraged, and frustrated, wondering if you would ever see the answers you longed for. You looked at others moving ahead while you remained stuck. You thought something was wrong with you because progress felt slow, delayed, and uncertain. But my child, your delays were never denials. They were preparations. They were protections. They were realignments. The closed doors were not a sign of my absence, they were a sign of my love. I refused to let you walk into something that would have limited you, trapped you, or led you away from the purpose I placed inside you. I know the disappointment weighed heavily on your heart. I know it made you feel like the future was slipping out of reach. But I was shaping you in that waiting season, strengthening you, maturing you, refining you, and preparing you for what is coming next. And let me speak into the exhaustion that has pressed against your spirit. There have been days when your body moved, but your soul felt tired. You functioned, but you did not feel alive. You woke up with a heaviness you couldn't explain. You felt drained not from lack of sleep, but from the battles within you, battles of doubt, fear, pressure, confusion, loneliness, and worry. You prayed, but you felt empty. You believed, but you felt weary. You hoped, but you felt tired of waiting. You carried responsibilities, burdens, expectations, an emotional weight that slowly wore you down. And even though you kept going, Even though you kept trying, even though you held on, your spirit whispered, "Lord, I'm tired." My child, I heard that whisper. I saw that weariness. I felt the heaviness in your soul. I was not blind to your exhaustion. And I tell you today, you are tired because the battle has been long, not because you are weak. You are weary because you have been fighting without rest, not because you lack strength. And I am here now to restore what life has drained out of you. You have felt stuck, trapped in the same season, the same struggles, the same patterns, the same unanswered questions. You wondered why nothing was changing, why things felt frozen, why you could not move forward. You felt like your life was on pause while everyone else's life kept advancing, and that made you feel frustrated and forgotten. But my beloved, you were never stuck. You were being held in place by my hand because the foundation beneath you was still being prepared. I could not allow you to move before the ground was stable. I was not delaying you without reason. I was positioning you. I was rearranging things behind the scenes. I was removing what could not go with you. I was building what you needed for the next chapter. What felt like stagnation to you was actually construction. What felt like delay was actually preparation. What felt like a setback was actually the slow formation of something greater. And yes, I know that feeling of being forgotten has followed you like a shadow. You questioned why others received answers while you received silence. You wondered why progress felt far from you. You wondered why blessings seemed late. You wondered why breakthroughs came slowly. And you felt overlooked by people, by life, and sometimes even by me. But I remind you, my child, I never forgot you, not for 1 second. You were always on my mind. I never stopped watching over you. I never stopped working on your behalf. I never stopped weaving your story together. I never stopped protecting your destiny. The timing confused you, but my timing is perfect. The silence frightened you, but my silence was strategy. What you thought was abandonment was preparation. What you thought was delay was protection. What you thought was my distance was actually me working behind the scenes so deeply that it required silence. Say amen. I believe He's working behind the scenes even when I cannot see the outcome. And share this video. My beloved child, stop whatever you are doing. Right now, this moment has been carefully chosen by me to speak directly into your heart. This isn't an accident or random chance, it's a sacred interruption. I have seen your struggles. I have felt your silent tears, and I know every thought that crosses your mind. Today, I am stepping directly into your life to tell you something incredibly important, something you have needed to hear for a very long time. This is your sign from heaven. Your soul has been searching. Your spirit has been aching for comfort and clarity. Well, this is it. Do not let distractions pull you away. Do not allow doubt to cloud your heart, because what follows is meant especially for you. It is my voice, calling out with love, power, and deep compassion. Listen carefully, for this is your divine moment, a call straight from heaven itself. Pick up now. My precious child, can you feel me close? Even now, I am with you, nearer than the breath you take, closer than the beating of your heart. There have been times when you thought you were alone, but I was always there. In your darkest hours, when your world seemed filled with fear and confusion, I never left your side. Even when you cried silently, thinking no one heard, I listened to every word your heart whispered. I want you to know this clearly. You are deeply loved. You are valued beyond what you can imagine. You know that before you took your first breath, I had already dreamed about you. You are not here by mistake. You were carefully planned, shaped by my own hands, with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Every detail of your life, every moment of joy and pain, every struggle and victory, has meaning. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now, hearing these words from me. My child, I know the heaviness that rests upon your shoulders. I see the burdens you carry, worries about tomorrow, regrets from yesterday, pains hidden deep within your heart. I see the battle between hope and fear that keeps you awake at night. But let me remind you, you don't have to carry these burdens alone. Lay them down at my feet, for I am strong enough to handle them all. My shoulders are broad, and my heart is vast. Trust me to take care of you. There have been seasons when you felt forgotten. You've wondered if your prayers reached me or if your faith mattered at all. But hear this truth clearly. Not one prayer has ever been lost. Every word, every plea, every whisper had you heard. Your faith, even when it felt small, was powerful enough to move my heart. I have collected every tear you shed, treasured each sacrifice you've made, and seen every moment you chose to keep believing even when giving up seemed easier. Today, I am speaking directly to the wounds within your heart, the hurts you hide from the world, the pains you think no one could understand. My love reaches into those hidden places, bringing healing, hope, and restoration. You do not have to live in the shadows of shame or regret anymore. I am lifting you up out of the darkness into my glorious light. Let go of the chains that hold you back. Let go of the guilt, the fear, the self-doubt. My grace is greater than all your mistakes. My mercy covers everything you've done or failed to do. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by my love, by my promise, by the future I have prepared for you. I am not finished with your story. In fact, the best chapters are still ahead. The storms you faced, the battles you've endured, they were not meant to break you but to build you. They have shaped your heart, deepened your strength, and increased your faith. Now you stand at the edge of a new season, a season of breakthrough, miracles, and fulfillment. Type amen in your heart if you believe today's blessing is for you. My child, hear me clearly. Something wonderful is about to happen in your life. The prayers you've been whispering in secret, the dreams you've quietly nurtured, they are about to be answered. What I am preparing for you is greater than anything you've imagined. It is not something small or ordinary. It is supernatural, extraordinary, and will change everything. But I need you to trust me fully. Do not doubt or do not fear. Believe that my timing is perfect and my promises are sure. I want you to understand that you have been chosen. Among billions of souls, I see you clearly. Your life matters greatly to me. Your heart, with all its hopes and hurts, is precious to me. I have set you apart for a reason, for a special purpose that no one else can fulfill. This is why you faced opposition, why struggles have seemed relentless. The enemy knows how valuable you are, how powerful you can become in my hands. But he will not succeed in stopping you because you belong to me. My strength is within you, my light guides your path, and my voice speaks clearly into your spirit. The days ahead will be marked by my presence in your life. You will feel me closer, hear me clearer, and see my hand at work in every detail. Doors will open that no one can shut. Opportunities you thought were lost forever will be restored. Relationships that seem beyond repair will be healed. Your life will become a living testimony of my goodness, a story of grace that inspires everyone around you. My child, it is time to rise. Rise from doubt into faith. Rise from fear into courage. Rise from the ashes of your past into the beauty of the future I have planned for you. Let go of every distraction, every voice that speaks discouragement or defeat. Listen only to my voice, for I speak truth, I speak hope, and I speak life. This is your moment. A call from heaven has come directly to you. Pick up now. Walk forward boldly into the blessings, healing, and miracles waiting for you. And remember always, I am with you. You are mine, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from my everlasting love. My beloved child, now is your moment to truly embrace who you are in me. Do not hold back or hide in the shadows any longer. You have lived long enough under the weight of doubt, feeling unsure about your worth, wondering if your life really matters. Today, I want you to let those worries go completely. You were created for a purpose so much greater than you realize. Even when you feel small and unnoticed, remember, I see you clearly and love you endlessly. Every beat of your heart is precious to me. Every breath you take is a gift I've given you, meant to fill you with strength and courage. I see the battles you face each day, the silent struggles that nobody else understands. You try to smile, you try to keep going, but sometimes it feels too much. My child, I know the weight of your burdens. I know the anxiety that tries to rob you of peace, the voices that whisper you're not good enough, and the tiredness that wants to make you give up. Listen carefully, I am here to lift you up again. Lean into my strength, rely fully on my power, and trust in my unfailing love. You do not have to fight these battles alone. Let me fight for you. Let me carry you when your strength fades and you feel you cannot take another step. You often wonder if I notice your efforts, your faithfulness, and your sacrifices. Believe me when I say, nothing goes unseen by my eyes. Every act of kindness, every quiet prayer, every moment you choose to forgive, even when it hurts deeply, I have seen it all. I am proud of you for choosing love over bitterness, faith over fear, and hope over despair. Even when it felt impossible, you kept believing. Even when everything inside you wanted to quit, you chose to stay faithful. That strength does not go unnoticed. I celebrate every step you take toward me. Today, I am asking you to take another step, a step of faith, boldness, and trust. The dreams I've placed inside your heart are real. They are not random thoughts or impossible wishes. They are visions of the future I have planned specifically for you. Don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to believe in bigger things. I am not limited by what seems possible. I am the God who created the universe, the stars, the oceans. Do you think anything is too difficult for me? The same God who calms storms and moves mountains is guiding your life. Trust me to open doors that seem closed and make a way when you see none. My beloved, you have spent far too long looking back at your mistakes, thinking they define you. But today, hear me clearly, they do not. Your past is forgiven, your mistakes are covered by my grace, and your future is secure in my hands. Release your guilt and shame completely. I am giving you a fresh start, a new chapter that begins right now. Let my forgiveness wash over you like fresh water, cleansing every wound, removing every burden, and renewing your heart completely. Today is a new day, a day of hope and restoration. Let my love fill you and free you from every chain that has held you back. You've wondered why things have taken so long, why promises seem delayed, and why breakthroughs feel distant. Understand this clearly: I was never holding back your blessings. Instead, I have been preparing you. The time of waiting has not been wasted. It has been a season of growth. I have strengthened your faith, deepened your wisdom, and refined your character. You are now ready to step into everything I have planned. The waiting season is ending, and a season of abundance is beginning. Hold on to me tightly as we walk into this new chapter together. My precious child, your heart is tender, your spirit is gentle, and your love is powerful. I place those qualities within you because the world desperately needs them. You have a special ability to comfort others, to show compassion, and to offer kindness in ways that change lives. Never underestimate the power of your words, your presence, and your prayers. Even the smallest act of kindness carries great significance in my eyes. You have been chosen to reflect my love in this hurting world, to shine my light where there is darkness, and to speak hope where despair tries to take root. I want you to be brave now. Take risks for me. Share your heart, even when it feels vulnerable. Reach out in love, even when you fear rejection. Offer forgiveness freely, even when it seems undeserved. I will be right beside you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and giving you strength. When you feel weak, remember that I am your strength. When you feel alone, remember I am always with you. When you feel afraid, remember I am your shield and protector. Finally, my child, let me remind you of something very important. You belong to me forever. Nothing you do can make me love you less, and nothing you achieve can make me love you more. My love for you is complete, endless, and unwavering. Rest fully in this truth. Let it fill your soul with peace. Today, tomorrow, and always, you are my beloved child, and nothing can separate you from my love. My child, let your heart listen closely to what I am about to say. You are standing at the edge of a new beginning. For so long you have been holding back, uncertain if you were strong enough or good enough. But today, let me tell you clearly, you are more than enough exactly as you are. I see beyond your doubts, beyond the fears you carry silently. I see the beauty of your soul, the depth of your love, and the purity of your heart. You matter deeply to me, more than you could ever imagine. There are times you think your life is not important, that you don't make a difference. You feel small, unnoticed, as though your voice is lost in the noise of the world. But I am here to remind you, your life matters greatly. Every step you take, every word you speak, every act of kindness you show has a special place in my plan. You may never know the full impact of your presence on this earth, but trust me when I say it is significant. You are making a difference, even when you don't see it. Sometimes you wonder why you had to face so much pain, why your road had to be so hard. My child, I want you to understand that nothing you have been through was meaningless. Every tear, every struggle, every painful moment has shaped you into the person you are today. Your hardships have given you compassion, your wounds have given you wisdom, and your trials have made you stronger. Even when you felt like you were breaking, I was there holding you together, carrying you through every storm. Today, let me lift the heaviness from your heart. You have carried sadness and disappointment for too long. Let me take those burdens away from you now. I am here to fill you with peace, a peace so deep that nothing can shake it. Trust me with your worries. Trust me with your future. Trust me with every detail of your life. I promise you, I am faithful. I will never leave you or fail you. Do not listen to the voices that tell you it's too late, that you've missed your chance. With me, it's never too late. I am the God who makes everything new again. I turn mistakes into miracles, brokenness into beauty, and sorrow into joy. I am restoring what has been lost in your life, bringing healing to places that seemed hopelessly damaged. Your best days are not behind you, they are still ahead, waiting for you to step forward in faith. Dear friends, if our videos have ever touched your heart or brought you closer to God, please support our mission through super thanks below. Your kindness means the world to us. God bless you abundantly. My child, I see the dreams hidden deep in your heart, the ones you've almost given up on. Know this clearly. I place those dreams there. They are gifts from me, seeds planted long ago that will soon blossom. Do not lose heart. Do not let doubt steal your hope. Hold tightly to those dreams and trust me to bring them to life at the perfect time. You often wonder if your prayers are being heard. You wonder if your faithfulness matters. Let me reassure you now, every prayer you pray reaches my heart. Every time you choose faith over fear, heaven takes notice. Your faithfulness pleases me greatly. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep trusting. Even if answers seem slow, they are surely coming. I never ignore a prayer whispered from a sincere heart. I know the battle you fight each day, the thoughts that try to pull you down, the worries that won't let you rest, and the fears that make you question your worth. My child, those are not my voice. My voice speaks life, hope, and peace. Today, silence those lies. Remember who you belong to. You are my beloved child, precious and valued. Let that truth fill your mind, let it heal your soul, and let it guide your steps. There will always be voices trying to make you doubt your path, people who don't understand your journey. They might judge your choices or misunderstand your heart. Do not let their words discourage you. Your worth does not depend on what others say or think. You answer only to me, and my opinion of you never changes. You are chosen, loved, and deeply treasured. Let today mark the start of a new chapter in your life. A chapter of peace instead of worry, courage instead of fear, and joy instead of sadness. Lift your eyes toward me. Walk forward with confidence, knowing I am always by your side. You do not have to face anything alone. I am with you, guiding each step you take. My child, let your heart rest in this final truth. My love for you is endless. No mistake you've made can ever push me away. No failure can ever diminish my care for you. Your worth in my eyes is forever secure. I love you simply because you are mine, and nothing in all creation can change that. Walk in that certainty today, tomorrow, and always. My dear child, I am still speaking. Don't turn away. Stay with me, for I have more to say to your heart. You may not realize it, but right now I am wrapping my arms around you. You may not feel it, but my presence is closer than ever. Every moment you felt empty, I was ready to fill you. Every time you felt weak, I was your strength. I have not stepped away, not even once. I have been walking with you all this time, even through the places you didn't think I would go. I have seen how hard it had been for you to trust. I know people have hurt you, promises have been broken, and your heart has felt unsafe. But I want to remind you, I am not like people. I do not lie. I do not fail. I do not walk away. My promises are true and steady. My love will never grow cold. When I say I will be with you, I mean forever. You never need to question my faithfulness. Even when you pull away from me, I stay close, waiting for you to return. My love has no end. My child, do not be afraid to feel again. I know you have built walls around your heart. You've been guarding yourself, thinking that it's the only way to stay safe. But those walls are keeping you from the healing I want to give you. Let me in. Let me touch those broken places. You don't have to carry shame or hide your pain. I already know it all, and I love you still. I do not love a perfect version of you, I love the real you. Right here, right now. There is more for your life than what you've seen so far. You were not meant to just survive. You were meant to live with purpose, with passion, and with peace. I want to take you by the hand and lead you into something new. Let go of what's behind. Stop looking back at what didn't work, who walked away, what went wrong. I am doing a new thing in your life. Can you feel it? It's already beginning. You may not see it fully, but it's there, like seeds growing under the soil, soon to break through with life and beauty. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to fix everything yourself. Just stay close to me. Trust that I am working behind the scenes, moving pieces into place, arranging details that you can't yet understand. I am never late. I am never confused. I see the whole picture, and I'm leading you step by step, even if all you can see is the next small move. That's enough. Just take one step at a time, and I'll take care of the rest. I know there are things you're waiting for answers, healing, a door to open. I know how tired you are of waiting, how sometimes it feels like I'm silent. But I'm not ignoring you. I'm preparing the best for you. Sometimes, what you ask for is smaller than what I want to give you. And so I wait, not to punish you, but to prepare your heart for something greater. Keep hoping. Keep believing. Your story is not over. Good things are still ahead. My child, when you fall, do not stay down. I don't look at your failure and turn away. I look at you with eyes full of mercy. I reach out to lift you up. Every time you return to me, I welcome you with open arms. There is no shame in starting over. There is only beauty in rising again. I am not keeping score. I am not waiting for you to earn my love. My love is already yours freely and fully. Let your soul rest now. Let your mind be still. Stop trying to earn what I have already given. You are loved. You are chosen. You are enough. You don't have to prove anything. Just be with me. Let me remind you who you are. You are my child, my delight, my creation. I sing over you. I dance with joy when I think about you. You are never a burden to me. You are a blessing. You are a light. To hold your head high, not in pride but in peace. Walk forward not in fear but in faith. You are not walking alone. I am walking with you. Every step, every breath, every heartbeat in there. You are surrounded by my love and covered by my grace. Nothing can take you from my hand. Nothing can change the truth that you belong to me. I am your father, your friend, your healer, your guide. I will never leave you, and I will never stop speaking life into you, calling you deeper and loving you endlessly. You are my beloved. Always have been. Always will be. My child, take a deep breath right now. Let go of the pressure you feel to be strong all the time. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to pretend everything is fine when your heart is hurting. I see it. I see the silent pain, the questions, the heavy weight you've been carrying. And I say to you now, rest. Lay it all down. You don't need to carry what I never asked you to bear. Let me be your strength. Let me carry what's too heavy for you. I never created you to live life alone, to push through by your own power. You were made to walk with me hand in hand, heart in heart. When you feel weak, that's when I can be strong for you. When you feel empty, I can fill you with peace. You are not failing when you need help. You are not less because you feel broken. You are simply human, and I am here to help. My grace is enough for every moment, every mistake, every fear. Comment thank you, Father, if your heart is full of gratitude. My child, don't be afraid to ask me for what you need. I know the words you hold back. I know the fears you don't speak aloud. I know the dreams you've hidden in the quiet corners of your heart. Talk to me about them. I care about every part of your life, the small things and the big ones. Nothing is too simple, and nothing is too hard. I want to be involved in it all. I want to walk beside you through every decision, every season, every struggle. There's a soft place in my heart for your tears. I don't turn away when you cry. I lean in closer. I comfort. I hold. I understand even the things you can't explain. You don't need perfect words to come to me. Just speak from your heart. I already know. I already love you. I am not asking for polished prayers or perfect behavior. I'm asking for your honesty, your trust, your surrender. My love for you does not grow when you do things right and does not shrink when you stumble. It is steady. It is constant. It is the one thing in your life that will never change. Everything around you may shift, but my love stays firm. You can rest your whole life on that truth. When others leave, I stay. When others judge, I forgive. When others forget, I remember every detail of who you are and why you matter. My child, your life is not small in my eyes. Even if others overlook you, I never will. Even if you feel behind, I know exactly where you are. I am not disappointed in you. I am not tired of you. I am not waiting for you to become someone else. I love you as you are. And still, I see who you are becoming, the beautiful, strong, kind soul I created. Keep going. Don't give up. I am with you in every step forward. The path ahead may still have challenges, but do not fear. I will go before you. I will protect you. I will provide for you. You won't be left without answers. You won't be left alone. Even when things don't make sense, you can trust that I am working it all out. I am a God of order, not confusion. I bring peace, not pressure. I bring healing, not harm. I bring life, and I bring it fully. So stop worrying about what you cannot fix. Stop trying to figure everything out. Trust me with the unknowns. Trust me with the timing. Trust me with the people and places you care about. I know what I'm doing. I hold the full picture when all you can see is a small piece. And that's why I ask you to walk by faith, not by sight. I will not let you fall. Keep loving. Keep hoping. Keep trusting. Even if others do not see the change in you yet, I do. Even if no one claps for your small steps, I am cheering you on. You are growing. You are healing. You are becoming all I dreamed for you to be. Don't let the slow pace discourage you. The work I'm doing in you is deep, lasting, and beautiful. I've got you, my child. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not giving up on you. My arms are open. My heart is wide. My voice is calling you closer. Come as you are. Stay with me. Let me take care of you. Let me remind you again and again you are loved. You are safe. You are mine. And that will never change. I am reaching for you. I know the thoughts you try to hide, the fears that keep you awake at night, and the doubts that visit you in quiet moments. But I am not afraid of your questions. I am not upset by your confusion. I am not disappointed when you struggle to understand what I am doing. You are human, and I made you that way, full of feelings, full of wonder, full of need. That need is not weakness. It is a place where I can meet you with my strength. You try so hard to hold everything together. You try to be strong for others. You smile when your heart feels heavy. But you do not have to pretend with me. You do not have to hide. I know your heart better than you know it yourself. I understand every tear, every sigh, every silence. I know how much you've carried. And I say this to you now. You don't have to carry it all anymore. Let me help you. Let me hold you. Sometimes, you wonder if your life is truly making a difference. You look at your days and wonder if they matter. But let me tell you the truth. Every moment of love you share, every kind word you give, every time you choose hope over fear, it matters. You shine brighter than you know. You are touching lives in ways you cannot see. You are changing the world simply by being who you are, the one I created with care and love. Write amen if your faith is still standing strong. I have seen your journey. I've walked with you through every high and every low. Even when you couldn't see me, I was there. When things fell apart, I was holding you together. When you thought it was over, I was quietly building something new. My child, you have never been alone. Not for 1 second. My presence has been your shelter, even in the moments you didn't recognize it. There are still beautiful things ahead. Do not let the past steal the joy of the future. You are not stuck. You are not lost. You are simply growing, learning, and becoming more of who I created you to be. Give yourself grace. Be gentle with your heart. I am not in a hurry, and you don't need to rush either. Walk with me. Day by day, step by step, we will move forward together. Before end this video, let's pray together. Dear Lord Jesus, in the stillness of this moment, beneath the soft glow of morning light and the open sky that whispers your wonder, I lift my heart to you. Thank you for another day to walk in the grace of your presence. Thank you for the quiet reminders of your love, the warm sun upon my face, the hush of wind through the trees, the peaceful hush that only you can bring. Lord, I come as I am, not with perfect words or lofty thoughts, but with a heart that longs to rest in you. I ask you to meet me here, in the ordinary beauty of life, and make it holy with your touch. Breathe into my spirit a fresh wind of peace, a calm that only heaven gives. Where worry stirs, bring stillness. Where doubt speaks, let your truth be louder. Help me to walk today with open hands and an open heart. Let kindness flow from me like a quiet stream. Let patience grow even in small, unnoticed ways. Remind me that even the smallest acts of love carry your light. I may not know all that lies ahead, but I trust that you do, and that is enough. Let this day be a prayer itself, a gentle offering of all I am to you. Guide my steps, shape my words, soften my heart. Let every breath be filled with thanks, every thought be rooted in love, and every moment be aware of your nearness. In all things, big and small, let me find joy in walking with you. Amen. If this message touched your heart, type Amen in the comments to agree with God's word. And don't keep this blessing to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it today. Let's spread the light of Jesus together. My child, I know you're busy, and I'm sorry to interrupt you like this truly. I know your life feels full, your mind crowded, your time pulled in many directions. I know how carefully you choose what deserves your attention. But you cannot ignore this. Not because I want to demand something from you, but because I see something you cannot see yet, and love will not let me stay silent when silence would cost you more. The enemy is hoping you scroll past right now. Not with fear, not with force, but with distraction. They do not need to attack you loudly. They only need you to stay busy, to stay numb, to stay moving just fast enough that you do not stop to listen. That is all they want in this moment. Delay, distraction, dismissal. And I am speaking now because I refuse to let that happen without warning you first. They do not want you to see this, because what you are about to hear will wake you up. Awareness weakens their hold. Clarity breaks subtle chains. When you see clearly, you stop agreeing with things that have been draining you quietly. That is why this moment feels urgent. Not because you are weak, but because you are close to seeing something that changes how you move forward. I would not stop you like this unless it mattered deeply. I do not interrupt lightly. I know how often you are interrupted already. I know how precious uninterrupted moments feel to you. That is why I chose this one. Because what you don't see yet is already affecting you, and love does not wait until damage is obvious to speak. Please don't tell yourself you will listen later. I know that voice well. It sounds reasonable. It sounds calm. It tells you this can wait until you are less tired, less distracted, more available. But later has already taken more from you than you realize. Later has stretched into weeks and months before, and by the time you returned, the clarity you needed felt harder to grasp. I am calling you into now. Not to rush you, but to protect you. You are being distracted on purpose, and you need to know why. Not everything pulling at your attention is harmless. Not everything demanding your time is neutral. Some distractions are carefully designed to keep you from noticing what is shifting in your heart, what is draining your spirit, what is slowly pulling you away from peace. I am not accusing you. I am revealing what has been happening so you can choose with awareness instead of habit. I see how full your life feels. I see the responsibilities you carry. I see the expectations placed on you. I see how hard you try to keep everything together. But I also see something else. I see how your soul has been targeted quietly. Not through crisis, but through exhaustion. Not through chaos, but through constant noise. That is why you feel tired in ways sleep does not fix. That is why your heart feels heavy without a clear reason. This is not random. Open now. Stay with me. This message is protection. Not from me, but for you. Protection does not always look like comfort. Sometimes it looks like interruption. Sometimes it looks like a voice saying, "Stop for a moment. Look. Listen." That is what I am doing right now. I am speaking because I love you, not because you are failing. I need you to hear that clearly. This is not correction rooted in disappointment. This is warning rooted in care. If you were failing, I would not be this close. If you were lost beyond hope, I would not be speaking so personally. I am speaking because you matter, and what is happening around you matters. Do not scroll past. What you don't see can still harm you. Ignorance does not protect the heart. Awareness does. When you know what is happening, you can choose differently. When you understand the pull, you can resist it. When you see the pattern, you stop blaming yourself for feeling off. I am giving you understanding so you can breathe again. I know part of you wants to turn away, not because you don't care, but because intensity feels heavy. I know you would rather stay comfortable than confront something unseen. But comfort without truth eventually collapses. I am offering you truth now so your peace does not rest on something fragile. You may feel tension rising in you as you listen. That is not fear. That is recognition. Something in you knows this moment matters. Something in you knows this is not just another message. That is why the enemy hopes you scroll. Because if you stay, you will start connecting dots you were never meant to ignore. I am not here to overwhelm you with information. I am here to sharpen your awareness. Awareness is gentle when it is guided. You do not need to figure everything out right now. You only need to stay long enough to see what you have been missing. Type "I believe, Lord," even in silence if you know He's working behind the scenes. You have been strong for a long time. You have carried more than most people know. You have pushed through seasons where you should have rested. You have stayed productive even when your spirit needed quiet. That strength has been admirable, but it has also made you vulnerable. Busy hearts are easier to pull than broken ones. That is why I am stepping in now. I am not angry with you for being busy. I am not disappointed in you for being distracted. I understand how this world pulls at you constantly. That is why I am speaking with urgency instead of accusation. I am not here to shame you. I am here to wake you gently before weariness becomes numbness. Stay with me for a moment longer. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart stop racing ahead. You do not need to respond yet. You do not need to decide anything yet. You only need to listen. Listening is already an act of protection. I know you are tempted to think this is dramatic. I know you want to downplay it to make it easier to move on. But hear me. The most dangerous moments are not the loud ones. They are the quiet ones where nothing seems wrong but something is slowly drifting. I am speaking now because I love you too much to let that drift continue unnoticed. You are not alone in this moment. I am here with you. I am not watching from a distance. I am close, speaking directly to your heart, because you are worth the interruption. Open now. Stay with me. This message is not here to scare you. It is here to protect you, to steady you, to help you see clearly again. Do not scroll past. Stay. What you choose to do with this moment matters more than you realize. My child, I see how busy you are. I see the full calendar, the constant messages, the responsibilities that never seem to end. I see how your mind is always moving, how your days blur together, how even rest feels rushed. I know you did not wake up today planning to be interrupted, and I am truly sorry for breaking into your moment like this. I do not take your time lightly. I know how precious every minute feels to you right now. Please hear my heart clearly. I am not interrupting you because you have done something wrong. I am not stopping you to accuse you, to correct you harshly, or to add more weight to your already heavy load. I am interrupting you because I love you, and love sometimes steps in even when it feels inconvenient. Love does not always wait for the perfect moment. Love moves when protection is needed. I know how hard you work to keep everything together. I know how much effort it takes just to get through the day. You carry responsibilities that others do not see. You solve problems quietly. You show up even when you are tired. You keep going even when your heart feels stretched thin. I see all of that. I honor that. And I am not here to take away your strength. I am here because you have been carrying too much alone. I want to apologize gently, because I know interruption can feel frustrating. You may feel like you don't have space for one more thing, one more voice, one more demand. But listen to me carefully now. This is not a demand. This is an invitation. I am not asking you to add something to your list. I am asking you to pause, because continuing without awareness will cost you more than stopping for a moment with me. Love interrupts comfort when comfort begins to hide danger. Comfort can be good, but comfort can also numb awareness. When life moves fast enough, you stop noticing what is happening inside you. You stop hearing the quiet signals of your soul. You stop recognizing when something is draining you slowly. I am interrupting you not to disturb your peace, but to protect it. I'm not blaming you for being busy. I know this world pulls at you constantly. I know distractions are everywhere, calling for your attention, your energy, your emotions. I do not judge you for responding to them. I understand how easy it is to get swept along. That is why I am stepping in now, gently but clearly, before exhaustion turns into numbness and numbness turns into distance. This interruption is not an accusation. It is protection. I am not pointing a finger at you. I am reaching out a hand. I am saying, come here for a moment. Let me show you what you cannot see when you are always moving. You are not in trouble. You are not failing. You are loved enough to be warned before harm settles in quietly. I know part of you feels guilty even hearing this. You wonder if you should be doing more, praying more, listening more. Let the guilt go right now. Guilt is not my voice. Guilt pushes you away. Love draws you closer. I am not here to shame you into attention. I am here to invite you into safety. I see how tired your soul is, even if your body keeps going. I see the weariness you don't talk about. I see how your joy has been thinner lately, how your peace feels fragile, how your thoughts feel scattered. None of this makes you weak. It makes you human. And it tells me that this interruption is necessary. I would not stop you like this unless it mattered deeply. I would not press into your busy life unless staying silent would cost you something precious. There are moments when waiting feels polite but is actually harmful. This is one of those moments. Waiting would mean allowing you to keep pushing forward without realizing what is pulling at you from behind. You may feel resistance right now. You may want to rush through this and get back to what you were doing. I understand that instinct. But stay with me for a moment longer. Let yourself breathe. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart slow down enough to hear me clearly. Please support our channel. Our work is focused on bringing happiness into your life and deepening devotion to God. If you would like to support us, you can donate through Super Thanks. I am not here to overwhelm you with information. I am here to restore awareness. Awareness brings choice. Choice brings freedom. When you see clearly, you can move wisely. When you are unaware, even good intentions can lead you into exhaustion. I know how much you value being responsible, dependable, productive. Those qualities are not wrong. But when they begin to replace rest, connection, and listening, they become heavy. I am interrupting you now so you do not lose yourself while trying to hold everything else together. This moment is not about fixing anything immediately. It is about seeing. It is about recognizing what hath been happening beneath the surface of your busy life. It is about letting me stand with you in the middle of your day instead of only at the edges. I am close to you right now. Not demanding, not disappointed, not distant. Close. Speaking gently, even with urgency, because urgency does not have to be harsh. Urgency can be loving. Urgency can be careful. Urgency can be a sign that you matter deeply. I want you to feel safe here. Safe enough to stop multitasking. Safe enough to admit you are tired. Safe enough to listen without defending yourself. I am not asking you to drop your responsibilities. I am asking you to let me help you carry them. You have been strong for a long time. You have adapted. You have pushed through. But strength without rest eventually becomes strain. I am interrupting you before strain turns into something harder to heal. Please do not see this as one more thing asking for your attention. See it as the one thing offering you relief. I am not competing with your life. I am part of it. I want to walk with you through it, not wait for you to collapse before I step in. Stay with me here. Let this interruption become a moment of heaviness out of an answer. Let it remind you that you are not alone in your busy life. You are seen. You are cared for. You are protected. I interrupted you because you matter to me more than your schedule. I interrupted you because your soul is worth guarding. And I will continue speaking gently, clearly, and lovingly, as long as you are willing to stay and listen. My child, I want to speak to you clearly about what the enemy hopes you will do right now. Not to frighten you, not to make you suspicious of everything around you, but to help you see what is happening so you are no longer unaware. Awareness is not fear. Awareness is light. And light removes the power of what hides in the shadows. The enemy is not hoping to attack you loudly in this moment. They are not planning chaos or dramatic destruction. That is not their strategy here. Their hope is much quieter, much simpler. They hope you delay. They hope you dismiss this moment as unimportant. They hope you scroll past, tell yourself this can wait, and move on without noticing what just tried to reach you. Delay is one of their most effective tools. Delay does not feel dangerous. It feels reasonable. It sounds calm. It whispers, you can come back to this later, or this isn't urgent, or you're too busy right now. Delay does not raise alarms. That is why it works. It slowly moves truth out of reach without ever appearing to oppose it. The enemy does not need you to reject me. They only need you to stay distracted long enough that you never fully listen. They do not need you to fall apart. They only need you to keep going on autopilot. They do not need to steal your faith. They only need to dull your awareness. A distracted heart is easier to guide than a broken one. Scrolling past may feel like nothing. Just a small movement of your finger. Just a moment of distraction. But spiritually, scrolling past is often avoidance dressed as normal behavior. It is the act of moving away from something that feels weighty before it has a chance to speak clearly. Not because you are rebellious, but because depth feels uncomfortable when you are already tired. The enemy understands how busy you are. They see how full your mind is. They know you are exhausted. That is why they do not push hard. They pull gently. They add noise. They add urgency to everything else so this moment feels optional. They do not need to stop me from speaking. They only need to keep you from listening. Their greatest fear is not your strength. It is your awareness. Strength can be misdirected. Strength can be worn down. But awareness changes direction. Awareness makes you stop agreeing with things that drain you. Awareness helps you notice patterns you have been repeating without realizing why. Awareness brings choice back into your hands. This is why I am speaking now. Because something in you is becoming aware. You have already felt it. That sense that something is off. The quiet pressure that does not go away. That feeling that you are busy but not fully at peace. Those are not random emotions. Those are signals. And the enemy hopes you ignore them long enough that they fade back into the background. I want you to understand this without fear. The enemy does not have authority over you. They do not control you. They cannot force you. That is why they rely on distraction. They work through agreement. When you stay unaware, you unknowingly agree to carry burdens you were never meant to carry. When you become aware, that agreement breaks. They are not afraid of you becoming louder or more active. They are afraid of you becoming still and honest. Stillness reveals truth. Honesty exposes lies you have been living under without realizing it. That is why this moment feels important. Because stillness and honesty are close right now. Delay keeps you from connecting the dots. Delay keeps you from realizing why you have been so tired, why joy feels thinner, why peace feels fragile. Delay keeps you blaming yourself for things that are actually happening around you. Awareness shifts that blame into understanding. Understanding leads to freedom. The enemy hopes you tell yourself this message is dramatic. They hope you minimize it so you can move on comfortably. They hope you say, "This doesn't apply to me," even though something in you knows it does. Minimizing truth is another way of delaying response. It allows you to stay comfortable without being changed. I am not telling you this so you become suspicious of every thought or fearful of every distraction. That is not my desire. I am telling you so you can see clearly. Clear sight does not make you anxious. It steadies you. When you know what is happening, you stop reacting blindly. You may wonder why distraction feels so strong lately. Why it is harder to focus. Why quiet moments feel uncomfortable. Why you instinctively reach for noise. That is not because you are weak. It is because something does not want you to sit long enough to hear what your heart has been trying to say. The enemy hopes you stay busy enough that you never ask deeper questions. Busy enough that you never pause long enough to notice patterns. Busy enough that you keep functioning without healing. That is why they prefer distraction over destruction. Distraction keeps you alive but distant. Alive but unaware. Alive but carrying weight you do not need to carry. I want you alert, not alarmed. Alertness is calm. Alertness is steady. Alertness simply notices. Panic clouds the judgment. Awareness sharpens it. I am not asking you to fight anything right now. I am asking you to see. Comment Jesus, you have all of me if you've surrendered your life completely to Him. Seeing breaks the cycle. When you see the pull of distraction, you can choose not to follow it. When you see the pattern of delay, you can choose to respond differently. When you see how noise has been used to keep you from listening, you can choose stillness without fear. The enemy hopes you treat this moment as optional. I am telling you it is protective. Not because danger is everywhere, but because truth is near. When truth is near, resistance often rises quietly. That resistance does not mean something bad is happening. It means something important is. You do not need to be stronger than the enemy. You need to be aware. Awareness brings you back into alignment with me. Alignment brings peace. Peace restores clarity. Clarity makes you harder to pull off course. I know you have a lot demanding your attention. I know it feels selfish to pause. But this pause is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from a heart that has been quietly drained by distraction. I am helping you notice the drain so it can be closed. Do not fear the enemy. Fear gives them more attention than they deserve. Simply refuse to stay unaware. Refuse to move past this moment without listening. Refuse to tell yourself this does not matter. That is all that is required right now. Stay with me a little longer. Let this awareness settle without panic. You are not in danger. You are being protected. You are not being attacked. You are being invited to see clearly again. The enemy hoped you would scroll past. You did. That matters. Not because you fought, but because you stayed. And staying opens the door for truth to do its work gently, steadily, and completely. Remain here with me. Awareness is growing. And as it grows, the pull of distraction will lose its power over you. My child, I need you to hear this with seriousness, not fear. Distraction is more dangerous than you think, not because it is loud or obvious, but because it works quietly. It does not announce itself as harm. It presents itself as normal life. It blends into your day so smoothly that you do not notice what it is slowly taking from you. That is why I am speaking now, with clarity and weight, because what is subtle can be more damaging than what is sudden. Distraction dulls discernment. Discernment is your ability to sense what is true, what is aligned, what is not meant for you. When discernment is sharp, you recognize when something is pulling you away from peace. You notice when a thought does not come from me. You feel when a choice will cost you more than it gives. But distraction blunts that edge. It makes everything feel equal. Important and unimportant begin to blend together, and you stop noticing what deserves your attention most. This does not happen overnight. That is why it is dangerous. It happens slowly, in small shifts you barely register. You fill every quiet moment with noise. You move from one task to the next without pausing. You consume words, images, opinions, information, until your mind feels full but your heart feels empty. Over time, you stop checking in with your spirit. You stop listening inwardly. Not because you don't care, but because you are tired. Spiritual numbness does not arrive as darkness. It arrives as dullness. You still function. You still show up. You still believe. But you feel less. Joy feels thinner. Conviction feels quieter. Peace feels harder to reach. You begin to accept heaviness as normal. You tell yourself this is just how life is now. That is numbness subtly and gently. Busy people are especially vulnerable to this, not because they are doing something wrong, but because busyness leaves little room for reflection. When you are always moving, you do not notice when you are drifting. When you are always responding, you stop initiating listening. You begin to live in reaction instead of alignment. That slow drift is what concerns me, because drift rarely feels dangerous until you look back and realize how far you have moved from where you started. Noise replaces listening before you realize it has happened. You still hear many voices, many sounds, many opinions, but you stop hearing mine clearly. Not because I stopped speaking, but because there is no space left for my voice to settle. My voice is steady. It is not frantic. It does not compete. When everything else grows louder, my voice becomes easier to overlook, even though it has not changed. I see how often you reach for noise without thinking. A screen, a task, a conversation, something to fill the space. Silence feels uncomfortable now, not because it is empty, but because it exposes what you have been avoiding. In silence, you notice your fatigue. You notice your questions. You notice your longing. Distraction keeps those things at a distance, but distance does not heal them. I am not condemning you for this. I understand the pressure you live under. I understand how this world rewards speed and constant output. I understand how rest can feel unproductive and quiet can feel unsafe. But I need you to see what is happening so you can choose differently, not from guilt, but from wisdom. Distraction makes you easier to lead without your consent. When you are not aware, you agree without realizing it. You agree to carry stress you were never meant to carry. You agree to voices that do not speak life. You agree to rhythms that drain you slowly. Awareness breaks those agreements. That is why distraction is so effective. It keeps you from noticing what you are agreeing to. I have watched you push through days when your heart needed rest. I have watched you ignore small warnings because stopping felt impossible. I have watched you normalize exhaustion and call it strength. That breaks my heart, not because you are weak, but because you are precious. You were not created to live constantly overwhelmed. You were created to live connected. The danger of distraction is not that it pulls you away all at once. It is that it slowly replaces depth with surface. Rare becomes quick. Listening becomes rare. Decisions become reactive. You still love me, but you do not linger with me. Relationship becomes something you fit in instead of something you live from. That shift changes everything. You may wonder why it feels harder to sense my guidance lately. Why choices feel more confusing. Why peace feels fragile. This is not because I am distant. It is because your attention hath been scattered. Scattered attention makes everything feel unclear. Focus restores clarity. I want you to understand that discernment needs quiet to function. Just as your body needs rest to heal, your spirit needs stillness to sense truth. When stillness disappears, discernment weakens. You begin to rely on logic alone, on habit alone, on what feels urgent instead of what is wise. That is not because you are failing. It is because you are overloaded. Lies trains you to react instead of reflect. It trains you to respond immediately instead of listening deeply. Over time, you stop asking, "Is this from me?" and start asking, "What do I need to do next?" That shift seems small, but it changes how you live. You become driven by demand instead of guided by truth. I am speaking with deep seriousness now because I do not want you to lose your sensitivity. Sensitivity is not weakness. It is a gift. It allows you to sense when something is off before it becomes obvious. It allows you to feel my leading gently. Distraction hardens sensitivity without you noticing. It numbs with one's alive. You have felt this numbness trying to settle. That is why this message caught your attention. Something in you knew you needed to stop. That is not coincidence. That is your spirit responding to truth before numbness could deepen. I am not asking you to remove all noise from your life. I am asking you to stop letting noise replace listening. I am asking you to create space again, even small space, where you are not consuming, not reacting, not performing. Space where you can simply be with me. This is not about doing more. It is about noticing more. Noticing when your heart feels heavy. Noticing when your peace feels thin. Noticing when you are moving too fast to feel. These are not signs of failure. They are invitations to return. I want you to feel the seriousness of this without feeling afraid. Fear paralyzes. Awareness strengthens. I am not warning you because something terrible is about to happen. I am warning you because something subtle has been happening, and now is the right time to stop it. You are not lost. You are drifting, and drifting can be corrected. All it takes is attention. All it takes is willingness to pause. All it takes is listening again. Stay with me here. Let this truth sink in gently. You do not need to fix everything today. You do not need to change your whole life at once. You only need to see clearly what distraction has been doing so you can choose presence again. I am with you in this. I am not watching from a distance. I am close, steady, patient. I am speaking because I love you too much to let numbness settle in quietly. Listen now, not with fear, but with honesty. Your discernment can be sharpened again. Your sensitivity can be restored. Your peace can deepen. But it begins by seeing distraction for what it is and choosing to stay present with me instead. Remain here. Let the noise fall back for a moment. Let your heart breathe. This seriousness is not meant to weigh you down. It is meant to wake you up gently, so you can live fully awake again. My child, I need to lift a heavy weight from your heart right now. You are not too busy. You are not failing because your schedule is full. You are not disappointing me because your days feel crowded. Let go of that shame. It does not come from me. What you are experiencing is not a lack of devotion. It is something else entirely. You are being pulled, quietly and persistently, and that pull has made everything feel heavier than it should. I see how often you blame yourself. You tell yourself that if you cared more, you would slow down. If you were stronger, you would focus better. If you were more disciplined, you would feel closer to me. The voice accusing you is not truth. It ignores what has really been happening. Busyness is not the problem. The problem is the unseen pull on your attention that has been working beneath the surface of your life. There is a difference between responsibility and distraction, and I want you to understand it clearly. Responsibility comes from love and purpose. It has weight, but it also has meaning. Distraction steals weight and meaning alike. Responsibility may tire you, but it does not hollow you out. Distraction leaves you exhausted in ways rest does not repair. You have been confusing the two. and that confusion has made you feel guilty for things you should be aware of instead. You have responsibilities I placed in your life, people you care for, work you must do, choices you must make. I am not asking you to abandon those things. I am not criticizing your effort. I see your faithfulness in showing up. But alongside responsibility, there has been a quiet pull that does not come from me. A pull that fragments your attention. A pull that fills every empty space with noise. A pull that keeps you from resting even when your body stops moving. That pull is why you feel tired even when you sleep. That pull is why your mind feels crowded even in quiet rooms. That pull is why prayer feels harder to enter and silence feels uncomfortable. This is not because you are weak. It is because something hath been competing for your attention constantly, and competition always creates strain. Say amen. You restored my joy if God has turned your sorrow into singing.